Assalamu alaikum and welcome Quranic Arabic learners to today's lesson 55 of the Quranic Arabic grammar course simplified for beginners. This course shortens the Medina Arabic course. Today we will continue the topic on adverbs, which are nouns that denote time. We started this topic in the last lesson and today we will continue on that topic. Please find any videos you missed by watching the playlists Quranic Arabic for Beginners or Quranic Arabic Simplified. Let us now begin. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. A quick 1-minute review before we move on to today's lesson. So last time we introduced adverbs in Arabic called zarf. We said that adverbs are nouns that indicate the place or time. And we said adverbs are divided into two groups in Arabic. They are called adverbs of place, zarfu makan, and we said there's adverbs related to time, which is zarfu zaman. Now let's look at a common vocabulary list for adverbs used in the Quran. And we looked at some of these last time also. So the first one is tahta. It means under, beneath. The next is fawqa. It means above or over. Amama. It means before or in front. Qabla. It means before. Ba'da is after. And then wara'a. It is behind. Baina, which is between. Hawla is around. Okay, and then inda, which is near. Ma'a means with. And ladun or lada, it means with or from. And then asfal, which means lower. Now let's practice some adverbs that we have learned with portions of the verses shown here. The first verse here is wa jahidu ma'a rasulihi. It means and strive along with his messenger. Let's break this down. Wa means and. Jahidu means strive. It's a verb in the imperative. It's a commanding verb saying strive. It's in plural, and inshallah we will cover verbs like this in future lessons. But here the focus is on the adverb. Ma'a is your adverb here to mean with. Rasulihi, his messenger. And the next piece of the verse we're looking at here, the first word is ar-rakbu. It means the caravan. So notice here the waw came before it, which means and. So we have to join it when we pronounce it. So we're going to say warrakbu asfala minkum. The translation is and the caravan was lower in position than you. So asfala is your adverb here. It means lower. So in bracket it says lower in position. So you see how this is an adverb of place. Minkum means from you, but in this context it's than you, right? It's used in a comparative sense. The caravan was lower in position than you. Minkum. So we will talk very briefly about adverb cases. I know most people are really scared of cases, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time here, but just very briefly, I covered cases in a prior lesson, and we learn here that adverbs are generally in the accusative case. So they're usually mansub, and that's why you see here khalfa has a fatha on it because it is always in the mansub. Okay, and another small grammatical fact is they usually come in a idafa construction, and again idafa I have covered it in prior lessons. So adverb is usually the mudaf, and what comes after it is mudaf ilayhi, which is why the mudaf ilayhi is in the majroor case, as you can see, khalfal madrasati. So it is in the majroor case because it is mudaf ilayhi. Okay, so let's look at this sentence. Al baytu khalfal madrasati. The house is behind the school. So here, khalfa is your adverb, meaning behind, and al-madrasati is your mudaf ilayhi, right? So it is behind the school. So let's practice the grammar that you just learned on adverb cases to a portion of the verse from the Quran. So right here, وَهُوَ الْقَاهِرُ فَوْقَ عِبَادِهِ. So in order to understand the translation, let's break it down. Wa means and. Huwa is your pronoun to mean he. Al-Qahiru is referring to Allah, and it can mean irresistible, the subjugator, or all-powerful. So that is what al-Qahiru means. And then is your adverb, fawqa, which means above or over. So this is your adverb here, and it's denoting place. And notice here the case of this is accusative. It's mansoob with a fatha, because we said adverbs are generally in the accusative case. And we also said they usually come in idafa. So this is your mudaf. And the following word after it is mudaf ilayhi, which is ibadi, right? That's why ibadi is majroor with a kasra, because it is mudaf ilayhi, right? So this whole piece means above his servants. So ibadihi means his servants or his creatures, okay? And if you notice here, ibadihi is also mudaf ilayhi, because whenever a pronoun attaches to a noun, it makes an idafa construction. So his creatures or his servants. So ibadi is mudaf, and this pronoun he is your mudaf ilayhi. So now let's practice a few adverbial phrases from the Quran. And as I said, they are always coming in this mudaf ilayhi construction. So let's take a look here. The first one is ma'allahi, with Allah. So your adverb is ma'a. The next one is ba'da salati, after prayer. So your adverb here is ba'da. The next one, indallahi, near Allah, where inda is your adverb. The next one, qabla al-ghurubi, it means before sunset. So qabla is your adverb, before, right? It means before. The next one is tahtal maktabi, under the table, where tahta is your adverb. The next one is ma'ahu, with him, right? We've done ma'a in the beginning. It means with, and that's your adverb of place. And the next one is indahum. It is attached to the pronoun. It means near them. And then the next one is ladal babi. It means near the door. So here, you see here, this is an alif maksura, right? And when it attaches to a pronoun, it becomes a ya, as in the next case, it is ladaika. So notice how this alif maksura over here, in lada, it became a ya right here. It became a ya, and it's pronounced ladaika to mean you have, okay? So we covered adverbial phrases here on this lesson. The next adverb we cover is baina. Very commonly used in the Quran. It means between. And again, the noun following Baina will be always majroor because it is mudaf ilayhi. So as in this example, Jalasa Hamidun Baina Bilalin wa Faisalin. Hamid sat between Bilal and Faisal, where Jalasa is your verb. It means he sat. Okay, so Hamid sat. Baina, between, and what comes after baina, as you can see, is majroor. That's why it's Bilalin with this double tanween kasra, and waw joins it. Faisalin, again, it is majroor because it came after baina, right? Faisalin. Okay, and another sentence here is Hadha baini wa bainaka. It means this is between you and me. So let's conclude today with this short example of a portion of a verse from the Quran that practices what we just learned, which is baina, to mean between. La nufarriqu baina ahadin. So Allah is saying we make no distinction between any of them. So la nufarriqu. This is your verb negating it. So we make no distinction. Here is baina, which means between. And then what comes after it is mudaf ilahi, which is the ahadin. So it means between any of them. And here is your ahadin, which is mudaf ilahi, and that's why it has this double tanween kasra. If you are regular with watching the 2 or 3 short videos that I post per week, you will succeed in mastering Quranic Arabic, inshallah. If this video benefited you, please do like, subscribe, comment, and keep watching these short videos. Subhanaka wa bihamdika la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.